That's not the euphemism I expected on a Thursday. What are you doing? I'm cutting the chicken.
At least it's not cutting. There's no cutting of the cheese. Right?
Slicing of the cheese. That's how you got to say slicing.
Slicing.
Slicing is the appropriate way. Frosty, Lucky, Planty, good to see you all. Paco,
wow.
Good evening.
We're already on fire.
We switch Twitch directories and we're on fire amazingly enough right away. Thank you guys all for coming in. Appreciate it. It is a Thursday evening once again, depending on where you are in the world. Could be the nighttime, could be, I don't know, kind of middle of the day like it is for us. Yeah. Depends on where you're at. But it is About Beverages podcast time once again.
This is true.
I'm Andrew.
And I am Keith.
And we, of course, are About Beverages, shockingly enough, have been for almost 1.5 decades. Are we at 1.5 decades?
Well, the shirt I wore said stirring things up since 2008. But that's when we created things. I think we first had something visually, though, for 2009. So that's 16 years.
We actually just
then there's a couple year gap.
Oh, okay. We actually just had our affiliate anniversary earlier this week.
Affiliate?
So I think
what
that's
does that mean?
6 years of being people being able to click the sub button on Twitch. That's what being an affiliate means.
Okay, is that something we had to get to? Or,
yes.
Okay, because I was saying, I know in 2018 we started, so it took a little while then to get to that affiliate status. Okay.
It did. Didn't take that long though.
Okay.
But we'll see.
No.
Been a while. How's it going, Bevy? Stoned, it is good to see you as well. Good to see everybody this evening. We've got 3, I think, very fun beverages tonight. I'm very excited about this. We've got something from famous actor Tom Holland, Spider-Man, as it were.
Spider-Man.
Who I actually did not know. I believe he is a dry kind of person. Not unlike his wit.
Like his humor?
Like his humor, like his wit. Right. He is actually dry, so he actually has he has several non-alcoholic beers that we'll talk about. We're only having one of those this evening. Then if we want to kick it up a notch the other way, we have a cannabis-infused soda. And then after that, we've got the never-ending supply of Carajillos. We've got one more to do.
Carajillos till Brooklyn.
This is this is Keith's creation. I'm going to give him 100% credit for this one. Oh boy! This is the breakfast Carajillo.
We're going to do the breakfast Carajillo.
The breakfast Carajillo is our own creation. If we like it, maybe we'll get it officially up on YouTube or on the site or something like that. So, Baker, good to see you as well. Baker. Bad Shots Whiskey. Whiskery. Whiskery. That's like a cat has an issue. He had an alcohol issue. Yes. Yeah, that was what I had read about in the past. But yeah, he is founder, Tom Holland. Building Bero is one of my proudest achievements. I'm so excited to share it with you. Your support of Bero means everything to me. Here's to living a life enriched.
Okay.
With the finest malt, hops, and barley.
It's a journey. Of enrichment.
That is a journey.
Yes.
Getting high without me? Not yet.
Not yet.
It'll be more about the taste, and then you can decide if that is enough THC in your beverage to get you going in the morning. But we're going to start with the non-alcoholic beer first. This is the Edge Hill Hazy IPA. I ordered this from Amazon.
Oh, nice. Okay.
They have all 3 of them on Amazon. They do not have the mixed pack, which I had kind of hoped that would have been a little more fun. I saw this one. It was easy. It was basically around $2 a can. It was $12 for the 6-pack.
And then with shipping? Or was it Amazon Prime?
It was Prime because I was part of, I ordered other stuff, so then the shipping was nothing. So.
Okay, well, that's good then.
Yeah.
$2
now,
a can.
with the tariffs, it was $3,000 for this. It was very expensive.
It's time, yeah.
It's very expensive.
We had to order the next 2 years' supply of beverages.
I did.
I hope we got to make sure it's all in the closet now.
I really hope we like this and everything else, that I was forced to buy.
Right. We panic bought, and we're ready.
We panic bought.
That's cool. Now the next one, the THC one, did you get that here or did you have to order that one too?
I did get that here.
Okay.
Like I said, so yeah, funny story about that. It was we were on our way to Costco the other week. There are some places, like I said, around town. I would say Arizona, like I said, again, with THC. If it is legal in your state, it's legal. It's legal here. So it was in the area. There are some different places that you can go to for that type of thing. My wife was purchasing some edibles. May not have been for her. Could have been for me. Could have been for someone down the street.
That's right.
Whoever they were.
She has an edible stand outside.
She has an edible stand outside. She makes edible cupcakes. No. So we were looking, and I was like, I'm like, you mentioned last time, because we did a podcast previously. You can go in the archives on YouTube on the Wink.
Yeah.
So soda. They're more sparkling water.
Seltzer, I think.
Seltzer. Yeah. And those, like I said, a couple of those were pretty good. We liked those. Those had less THC than the one we're having today.
Oh, okay.
So that's why we'll be splitting it. Just,
Okay.
make sure that
I gotta get home
kosher,
safely.
everything's cool.
Yeah.
I'm suffering from terror whiplash. Exactly. Exactly. So we wound up, so I was like, oh, don't they have a few different things? Now, I didn't want to order, obviously, the same ones, and I don't think they actually had those. Those you'd have to order from the website. We may even have the link still on there, like I said, if you go in the archives. But anyway, so the ones they had were from this brand. It's called Keef, Keef. And so they had like an orange citrus, basically like an orange crush. They had a grape, which I also got, which we can try next week. And then they had a root beer. And then they had like another like sparkling water one. So I grabbed a couple of those, like, oh, we should try another one of those and see what other companies are doing and see how the soda tastes. Sometimes it's always interesting. You can still get that like savoriness kind of in the background. So I'm interested to see if it comes through in either one of those when we have the other one. So anyway, that's
so this is at not at a Total Wine, but at an actual dispensary. Is
correct. This is at a dispensary.
Right.
And they do have a refrigerator. It was already refrigerated and everything.
Nice.
It's nice, but that'll be for a little bit.
But back to the Bero.
This is the Edge Hill Hazy IPA. Non-alcoholic brew, contains less than 0.5% of alcohol. Juicy, New England style, tropical, and refreshingly smooth, hop forward. Born in London, crafted in America, enjoyed worldwide.
Okay.
And marketing I like
right
so
here.
far. It's good. Yeah, and hopefully enjoyed here as well. I'll be honest, it hasn't affected me yet. They've just come through. Or unless you're talking about the Kush, then I can't say when that's going to happen or hit you.
Wonder if
Crocodile, it is good to see you. How are you this fine morning?
So is Bero, you think, like a combination of beer and zero?
Probably.
Is that where
That's kind of what I was thinking. Again, if you guys missed out on any of that, those are all the beverages we're trying tonight, and we were trying the non-alcoholic out of the gate.
Bero, my hero.
And then a Bero comes along.
Okay, we got a lot of good.
We got a lot of options
to
here.
go with it.
THC root beer. You had my curiosity. You have my attention. It'll be next. We're going to have that one next, Chucky. We're going to try it. It is a 12-ounce can root beer. It has 10 milligrams of THC in it. When we did those Winks seltzers, they were 5. Those bigger ones were 5.
Oh, yeah. In fact, I think I still have mine.
Should I give you one?
Yeah, you did.
Oh.
You were generous of THC.
Okay, Cheech and Chong. I just thought we should try them. That came up earlier this week. Oh, actually, someone reached out to me if it was okay to do that kind of stuff.
To do what kind of stuff?
To do things that have cannabis or THC, if you can do that on Twitch. Is that okay?
Oh.
And I said it is totally okay to do brand deals like that. Is okay. Like, just as long as, like, with anything, like even with alcohol, you can't be like, I'm drinking 500 gallons for a shot.
Oh, yeah.
As long as you're not just going over the top of me. If you're consuming it, you're talking about it, you're educating, like it's totally fine. So,
okay, good.
10 milligrams, you say, give me a 6-pack. I don't know. Well, I feel like we're getting the car. Maybe we should have started with that one because everyone's asking.
Yeah.
That one is $6 a can, roughly. $5 or $6 a can.
Oh.
So it's not cheap. It's our beer prices, basically.
Yeah.
So let's be fair. Color's nice.
It's a lighter yellow as opposed to like a lot of hazies, are the more golden orange,
orange grapefruit,
even like
kind of thing.
the athletic hazy IPA.
Oh,
I
that's
think was
true.
more that color. So
I'm alert while hunting monsters for a new pair of boots. Stone, do you do that? Unless you're tripping out right now. I'm hoping you're talking about Monster Hunter. Oof, you say. I don't know what. See, I am someone that does not know what the price of anything is when it comes to THC or cannabis or edibles or anything. So I don't know if that's like, if you bought a gummy that's 10 milligrams in a pack, what does that work out to a piece? Like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm assuming that's cheaper.
I don't have that
but is
spreadsheet.
it like, is it that? I don't have that spread. Well, you forgot to bring your iPad.
I know. That's true. I did.
Okay, I get lemon. I get sunflower seed.
Yeah, and I get that.
It's like the daytime,
like that aloe vera juice sort of thing. Too.
That is in there a little bit, yeah.
Like the hop water. The one I think is it Lagunitas hop water also has that kind of. It
does very much. And I would say Lagunitas, the daytime, always have the sunflower seed thing. Yeah. I agree. There is that aloe vera thing there. I buy a bag of edibles, 1,000 mil. So there must be 100 in there. I'm assuming because they're probably 10 each, like $20. But are you buying something that's making you permanently paranoid? Like that?
I don't know.
That doesn't sound like. I don't know what strain. Do you know what strain is in there? Do you know? Like, there's so many questions. You practically have to be a chemist.
Yeah.
50 milligrams a piece. I cut them in half. Oh my god, Chucky, you may to call someone later. Yeah, gets out the razor blades, cuts them up.
Like they talk
that's
about
not
in
that kind of edible.
What is God, what's the movie? Henry Hill. Why can't I think of it?
It turns into the Music Man.
No, not Professor Harold Hill. Henry Hill, the mobster.
Oh,
why can't I think of it?
Yeah, you're talking about Goodfellas?
Goodfellas, yes. I like how he talks about that the Paul Sorvino's character would get the razor blade to cut the garlic. It's so thin it would just dissolve. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know. For some reason, maybe I pictured Chucky with the edible. Cutting the razor thin and just melting.
Razor thin. Seeker, how's it going? I hope you're enjoying one of those tasty brews right now as we speak. As long as they aren't cute little gummy bears. I know, then that makes
Have you had a
more.
sip yet?
No, I was just about to. I take 25 milligrams every night just to sleep. Chucky. My gosh, man. There's also like stuff behind that too, where it's like you should always like every once in a while you should take like a little bit of a break because you start building up a tolerance to it as well, which is the thing. Yeah. So like if you could like not do it for like 2-3 days, you'd probably have like 5 milligrams and pass out. Just saying. 50 lets me like watch a baseball game or something without my mind racing around. Well, at least there's something that helps with that. That's good. I am actually. Cheers, gents. Cheers to you, Seeker. All right. Did you take a sip?
I did.
Okay. I'm going to say this. The two things I said it smelled like, I get both of those things in the taste. So if you like sunflower seeds and lemon, you'll like this because it literally leads for me with a little bit of salty, savory sunflower seed, lemon in the middle of the tongue, fairly bright too. Like, I don't know what the date on this is. I could look here in a second. And then, finishes fairly clean, fairly light. That's not bad. Are we cutting just a head off or lengthwise? Your psychiatrist is asking, right?
Looks like February 4th. 3 years ago. No, 2025.
Okay. That's not bad for an Amazon warehouse. Sorry I'm late. Was watching the end of this week's episode of Daredevil. How was it? I have not started watching any of those yet. Ooh, you have moonshine apples. Enjoy mine because then I don't need to take ADHD meds to be mellowed out. And that's great. I think it's fantastic. That's the wonderful world of all the stuff. Like I said, when it comes to THC and all that kind of stuff, CBD and all those things. However that
ABC,
stuff can help.
NBC, CBS.
That's right. Easy as 1, 2, 3.
That's right.
Gonna lurk and work on your other Lego set. Nice, Shark. Enjoy your Lego set. Which one are you working on?
Chicken being prepared. We got Lego sets. We got all things going. That's okay. Yeah. We're just happy to be a part of it. There's
chicken being cut and diced up. All those things.
Yeah.
I actually like this. This isn't bad. This is very refreshing. It's kind of pool beer to me. I could probably gulp this thing down like this would not.
Yeah. Yeah. What other kinds do they have?
That's an excellent question, Mr. Behrens.
This is almost though.
They have a golden pills and they have a noon wheat.
Okay.
That was why I thought this would be the most interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if it mentions the hops that are in it though, does it? Ingredients: water, malted barley, malted wheat, malted hops, and yeast.
So I'm thinking of the
15 grams of carbs.
Okay, go ahead.
15 grams of carbs.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
1 gram of protein.
13 IBUs. So when they say hops, they mean that they took 2 hops and just dumped them in the tank. So we used to joke about with Budweiser. They're like, we have hops in here. It's like, yeah, you took a hop cone and put it in there, you jerk.
In the whole tank.
Oh, man. Harry Potter one. Ooh, neat. Looking forward to seeing Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio in June. Oh.
Doing what?
I don't know. I don't know what happens in Daredevil.
Oh, is that?
I'm guessing that's part of Daredevil.
Okay.
Unless they're doing a 2-man show that I'm not aware of.
Vincent D'Onofrio. I don't know who Charlie Cox is, but I know who Vincent D'Onofrio is. Over my dead body. Your proposal is acceptable.
Yeah, right. Hated my ADHD meds. Felt like a zombie. My brain going 90 miles an hour, but my body was going at a snail's pace. I'm glad that's better. Pool beer, you say? Sounds like you should bring it to ProneCon. This would be a good one for ProneCon.
When is that this year?
It's like May, June? I don't know when it is.
You have your tickets?
Tickets to ProneCon.
Your plane tickets?
I don't know. There's some seedy characters there. I don't know if I should go.
All the characters from your... Who do you have in mind?
Phoenix Fan Fusion. There we go. AKA Comic-Con. That's right. They are. I forgot about that Comic-Con. That's in June. Okay. Charlie Cox plays Daredevil. I wonder if he's like a method actor. Does he walk over the table and like still pretend to be blind? Daredevil's blind.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right. So think about.
Okay, sorry. Yeah,
we had
get back to actually talking about the
Radler,
beverage. Yes,
the lemon Radler last year or last week.
Okay,
definitely had more. This has lemon. It's not going for lemon, but it just has it. The lemon Radler had that lemon taste. I'm not exactly sure what point I'm trying to make. It's making me think of that
Sure.
last year or last week.
I'm sure you're doing a comparison of like which would I like better.
Yeah,
I guess.
which would be. I probably like this better, I guess.
I think
it's a
I
little
do.
more like
This reminds me a little more of a beer.
and
of
that's
beers
a
that
Radler,
I've had.
but yeah, and I don't necessarily have a need for a Radler. Like we talked about.
I don't have a need.
Arnold Palmer.
No, I get it. I get it.
But
I would rather have an Arnold Palmer.
Yes.
If I'm going to do that, I would
Yes.
rather have tea and lemonade than have a beer and lemonade.
Speaking of golf and the Masters, yes.
That started today, didn't it?
It did, yes.
Chucky, I can't believe Chucky's even here. Shouldn't you be watching highlights or
Hello,
actually
friends.
participating in the PGA Tour yourself?
It's a tradition like no other. That's what Jim Nance says.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hello, friends.
Phoenix Fan Fusion. It's in June. I'm not sure when in June. I'm not feeling the enthusiasm on this beverage. I like it. I am honestly happy that I have 4 more of these.
Yeah.
I'm actually
yeah.
like, oh, cool. I
Yeah.
will have one of these. Like I said, this is good. Again, will I reach out to buy this again? Probably not, just because if I'm having a beer, I want the alcohol part of it. But I like trying these because we know a lot of people.
Yeah.
Excuse me, that do, like I said, go for things that are non-alcoholic, either by choice or we're trying to do less calories. Like this one is definitely a little bit lower on the carb scale. So I'm glad that we try these. And this is one that, like I said, since when I bought it, I was like, oh, I'm buying a 6-pack. I hope this isn't bad. And it's not. I'm actually okay with having this.
No,
So-
I absolutely would agree with that. This to me slots in right underneath the
Athletic.
the Run Wild.
I agree.
I like the Run
That
Wild
one has-
so better, but this is good. And
That one's a little more actual hazy IPA. This is,
that's not a hazy though. Actually, that's a
is it?
West Coast. The hazy from them we
Oh.
weren't crazy about. That was the.
I don't remember that Run Wild being that clear though. That's interesting.
It's more copper.
Oh, okay.
It's got the copper look to it, but yeah, it's definitely that. I can't think of what the name of the hazy is, but it's fine. It wasn't. I haven't bought it again because I didn't think it
that
was
one has more.
super
it's
true
more,
to style.
I guess what I should have said is that one is more hop forward, which then brings in more of the beer. This is missing the stuff from Athletic Brewing.
Yeah. Yep.
And that was what, like I said, when it came to those, like I said, that was a little more hop forward.
First weekend of June, ProCon. Sounds like, right? Is that how, am I
No,
doing the
they're
math
talking.
right
They're
there?
talking about Phoenix Fan Festival.
But then it says,
Oh wait, did we do all that? Phoenix Fan Fusion.
Paco says,
First weekend of June. A lot of actors I want to see are attending. Lord of the Rings, Trek, etc. I'm a big geek. That's what I say. Oh, dang it. Oh, okay. It is ProCon that way. Okay, so first weekend of June then.
there you go.
There you go.
Start looking at tickets.
Like, I can't find this place.
That's why you have this.
They didn't tell me the address. That's the problem.
Maybe you haven't earned your invite this year. I don't know.
That's true. I haven't been asked. Here we go. You got to.
I thought you had a standing invitation.
You got to work it.
I feel I have a standing invitation, so
I
you definitely should.
I don't actually get to sleep. I have to stand. That's why I have a standing invitation. Like, we actually don't have enough beds.
Yeah. It said standing invitation. You have an invitation to stand.
Upside down? No, that's their golden trail. Run Wild. Okay. Where is this other one?
There it is. Free Wave.
Free Wave.
That's the one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
ProCon has all the beds for you. Like, and who are you again? Who invited this guy? But yeah, no, I think this one slots in under the, like I said, if you, like almost as of this moment, if you ask me like, what are the two, I would mention the Athletic Brewing Run Wild, be like, and if you want to be able to order something right from Amazon, this one's not that bad. It's definitely on the lighter side.
$2 a can. That's
it was $11.98 for the 6-pack.
a little higher, but
I think all of them were about that price. Funny too. It took a little bit of work. Glad you could make it. Let me show you to your tent. Exactly, Mills. My first order I ordered this. I ordered some emergency. And then I ordered, just all of a sudden you start ordering. You're like, I need these things. And then I did finally order the egg white substitute.
Oh, yes.
So I ordered a bottle of that, like I said, to have that too. The first order of that, it all got lost.
Oh, wow.
It was supposed to be here like last Sunday or something. It was supposed to be here last Friday because I think I ordered it like literally when we got done.
Okay.
So it's supposed to be here the next day or Saturday at the latest. And then it was like, it'll be here, Friday night. Now it'll be here Saturday night. And then Sunday morning I got it's like, it appears it's been lost. I was like, okay.
It appears your delivery driver absconded with
you. You should order these again. And I was like, all right. So I did that. So then again, got them all on Tuesday. But haven't slept in a tent in so long. I would totally let you have the RV with Lucky and I'll take the tent. Oh God, I don't know. Can I take the tent? I really think I don't know if Lucky and I should be around each other. All my orders end up at Paco's house. That one, all the Windex, Lucky, all the Windex happens to end there. Well, I think since we last saw each other, I have completed one season of Severance.
Okay.
And now I think we're 2 episodes into the second season.
Wow, you're flying.
We did. We watched like 3 episodes one night, and then the next night we watched I think the last episode, and then we watched like the first 2, something like that. So we've caught up. So you were caught up with season 1 of Severance, correct?
Yeah, but we probably should watch it again. But yeah, we had watched the whole first season, and that's when we were like, we need another season of this. And it took a while, but that's good. You've just been able to go right into it.
I know.
It didn't seem like it was that long, but
that was what they said. Yeah, I'm sure it was probably pretty close. She's due for her yearly order. Oh no. Send the Windex electronics wipes if you're going to send anything. Those at least are useful. I saw WD-40 now has some sort of like cleaner that's good for like contacts and stuff, like where it dries and is not tacky. Because they were talking about for video game controllers.
Oh,
you can like spray in there your keyboards and stuff, and then it dries immediately and doesn't get all tacky. So might be something worth looking into. Only 55-gallon barrels. Oh God. All right. Well, a good success on that then. Not just a celebrity putting his name on there. Yeah. He's obviously not doing the brewing. Who was it? Where is it? Oh wow, he's pouring. He's terrible at pouring though.
Yeah, he's pouring.
If you go,
he's putting a little money on it.
If you go to the website,
he's definitely putting the money.
He's definitely putting some Adam money on there for sure.
I do still do that at work sometimes, and people are like looking at me, I'm putting some money on it.
So 40 years of experience as brewmaster at some of the world's most prestigious breweries. Grant Wood is the brewmaster of Bero.
Wasn't he the attorney general for Arizona at one time?
That'd be funny if he actually was.
There was I think it was Grant Woods.
Oh, okay.
Was the Arizona attorney general.
Axl Rose Mofford.
State of Arizona. Yeah. Under Axl Rose Mofford.
I save Daredevil generally for the weekends when my daughter is over. The series is excellent though. Nice. That's awesome, Mills. Yeah, we've been, like I said, been enjoying Severance. As soon as that's done, I think we'll probably go to Shrinking, which is also on Apple TV.
Yeah.
We want to watch that, which Lucky keeps saying is good.
I've heard that one new one with Seth Rogen is really good too.
That's the other one I want to say.
Yeah.
I feel like I should watch one of those where it's like I'm like actually mildly like at the forefront of it.
Yeah, right. That would be the one.
That would be the one because it just started and they're probably doing. I don't know if did they dump all of those at once.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Finish Ted Lasso.
I do need to finish that.
Yes,
I did hear you.
Damn it!
I had the ending spoiled, so now I just don't need to watch it. It's all done. Got my boots, nice stoned. Glad you got your boots.
How about, have we talked about Paradise? Are you interested in that one at all?
I like the actors in it.
Yeah, James Marsden and Sterling K. Brown.
I like Sterling K. Brown a lot.
Yeah.
I've seen him interviewed a ton, and he seems really cool.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet, but I've heard good things about that as well. I'd like to.
What is that show even about?
There's something. Yeah, I know. It's the same thing with Pocket asked me that too. She's like, "What is it about?" I'm like, "Well, I don't really know."
Who's the guy?
There's like a big twist like at the end of the first episode, and I don't know what that twist involves, but he's I think he plays the president, and Sterling K. Brown's maybe his secret, like his security detail, and something.
Okay,
something's amiss. Intrigue,
espionage. Did someone spoil it for you? Pocket very, very lightly spoiled for me. I say it kind of in jest, like it was just funny because we literally had said to this person, "We're like, yeah, I haven't watched the last season yet," and then the 2 people that had watched it started to continuing to talk about it. I was like, "Stop. Why? What are you doing? Stop!" Grant Wood is a famous Iowa painter. American Gothic is his most famous. Oh, okay, I know American Gothic. That's the one with the yep, exactly. Yeah. Well. You can't explain without spoiling. That was the thing. couldn't believe that they killed Ted in the last
yeah.
episode. Sad
That
ending.
was terrible.
I know, but it was a murder suicide.
Plane crash. Yeah. Oh no, wait.
He started eating the rest of the soccer team.
Yeah.
It turned into a whole.
That's what it. Oh my God, that would have been.
That's what
fun.
they should have
That
done.
seems like Family Guy
The real Ted Lasso should have ended like the
with a
soccer
crash in the
team.
Andes Mountains. Oh wow.
And the rest of the team wakes up. It's only been for like a day, and Ted's already cutting himself up because he feels guilty
Yeah.
about like doing that. He's like, "Well, I didn't want you guys to have to decide, so I figured I'd go first."
That would
Got
be,
like half his foot. Like
that
just
does
on
seem
the
like a Family Guy
thing. That'd be
reimagining.
amazing. The real Ted Lasso ending we needed, right there. right there. God, that's terrible. Weird that it turned into a Hannibal prequel. Exactly. Oh man. We also started watching, and I think we're probably done. Like we tried to fight through it a little bit. It was one of those ones where we wanted to like it more than it was probably any good. Mid-century modern.
I heard Nathan Lane on, was it
Jesse
Was
Tyler
it-
Ferguson
yeah.
thought- yeah.
a few months back
Same.
talking about
Yep.
that?
And I was like, oh, I
And
need to
I
watch
thought,
it. I
okay.
love Nathan Lane.
Yeah,
Wait, I've like said, Chad already probably knows about this a little bit because I talked about it earlier this week. But yeah, it was
but now his mom's already, Linda Lavin, I think, played his mom, and she's dead.
yeah.
But okay, but not good.
It's James Burrows too.
Oh yeah,
Does some of the episodes,
Okay.
directs some of the episodes, and like
Okay.
so it feels way too much like a sitcom. Everything
isn't that what it is?
Everything feels very forced.
Oh,
Everything's
okay.
like the multi-camera. Everything is really
Okay.
setting up a joke. Like, you know, I think I've just
Okay.
gotten used to shows where they don't do that anymore, and I
okay.
prefer that. And it just feels rushed. Like I think I was talking to our brother about this, and I was like, yeah, I said there was literally a joke in the first episode that they said the joke. You knew probably where it was going, like as they're setting something up.
Right.
But then the payoff for it was so quick, it was ridiculous. Like it was like, you know, I can't even quite explain what it was, but it was like, they said, well, at least there's nobody walking over there. And like, as opposed to letting that sit for like 2 or 3 seconds and then having the walking happen or whatever, he literally was barely getting the words out of his mouth. And then the thing happened and they're like, oh, like, they did their googly eye, like look at, some dude or whatever, and I was like, but we kept watching because there'd be funny moments every once in a while. We liked the actors in it. Like, so it was like, we felt like again, and we're like, wow, this is one maybe we'll just kind of leave on in the background as we're kind of doing things.
Right.
And like I said, again, some things were funny, but there was a point all of a sudden, like we got like 5 episodes in. My wife just turned to me and she's like, I don't think I can push anymore. And I was like, yeah, I think I'm done.
That's the thing.
And it was just very frustrating because it can very easily be no laugh track, one camera, like whatever, and it would completely change it. And which I know probably sounds kind of wishy-washy, but
no, there's so many, and that's the thing now. There's so much content out there to choose from. It's kind of like you don't.
My time is very valuable.
It is valuable.
It's ridiculously valuable.
And it's fun. I had heard.
All I have.
I had heard a lot of people talk about New Girl. Did you ever watch New Girl?
Oh yeah, I know people love that show.
I
watched it when it first came out. Like we didn't, not the whole thing. Like we were watching it for a little bit and then kind of fell off of it because we're like, that's fine.
I'm into the second season, and that's kind of where I'm at. It's like I'm liking it, but I haven't
like how you
fully,
said that.
Well, no, but there have been some funny moments, and some of the they've had some good guest stars, and I think she's great, and
Zooey Deschanel.
so there's a lot of times I'm smiling, and I've laughed out loud a few times. I haven't quite developed that connection yet to like where
Are they together yet? When
I'm
does
at
that
the
happen?
point. Well, I'm in season 2. I think that may be when that happens.
Do they get together?
It hasn't happened yet.
Okay.
You mean,
The girl and the guy.
Yeah. What's his name?
Everything.
Nick.
Yeah.
But what's it? I don't think what's her name. Okay. I like to.
I like Zooey Deschanel.
I think
she's funny. Yeah.
Her character's funny, and the guy, and it's probably like so. It came out in 2011. So I was trying to. I do the age math sometimes. So I'm like, these guys are these characters are around 30 in 2011, and in 2011 I was like 45. So I was a little bit, but now I'm 58. So as a 58-year-old, I'm watching things that are happening, and it's kind of like a Friends in a way, but not as funny.
Yeah, it's very
maybe
much that, because it's the Ross and Rachel thing where they're kind of interested in each other. It's like that. It's like they're very much retreading a lot of which a lot of sitcoms do, but if you do it in a unique way.
And there's that, and maybe there's just a little bit too much like age gap now for me, and also just some of the like some of the thing, like there's a lot of, not that partying's bad, but there's just certain things where I'm like, okay, they're not like terrible people, but I'm also like, why did they do that? You know, well, kind of like why I couldn't watch It's Always Sunny. I watched a few episodes and I'm like, these are terrible people. I can't watch this.
They're wonderfully terrible.
Except for when the couple that you said you should watch this one.
Yeah.
And the
Philadelphia one, didn't I tell you to watch?
No,
the
you
Flip
had
Cup
me
one?
watch Hate Crime or something, or Hate Crime. Hate Crime or something.
Yeah.
You had me watch that. And then there was the one with the bicycling.
That was amazing. The bicycle was so funny. No, it's encouraging you to keep bicycling. Oh,
and then you showed, what was the clip that you showed me of the one guy that it was a clip, we actually showed it on the with Dennis and his or something, or
that one's where they're going out on the boat and he's like, but they won't want to say no because of the implication.
The implication.
Wait, are you saying that you're going to have no, I would never do it. Wouldn't do that. But they know that, they're getting a little tipsy out there and they know they just can't because of the implication. Can have the greatest cast, but poor writing will kill anything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a little balance of that. Some of the writing is a little formulaic, I would agree, like on that show we were talking about, but it was like, again, Nathan, I like him so much. The other characters I liked, like I said, one of the other guys, like I said, my wife knew from some other show, and like I said, so we were like, oh, this isn't too bad. And you're kind of like, but then you're like cringing a little bit, and you're kind of laughing at something, and then it just like I can't do it anymore. Sister loves that show. I liked her sister in the Bones. I watched Bones like a little bit, and that one was, like I said, that show wasn't too bad, but yeah, I liked her on that too. All right, so right as we switch to this graphic, which you may or may not have seen, again, the rest of the show is only going to be up on YouTube, so
it's exclusive
There's
content.
a reason you should subscribe to YouTube. Just as I switched to this, a complete coincidence, the internet went kapoof. So unfortunately, we don't have any internet for the rest of the show, but we do have two beverages that we want to get to try, and I'm not going to send you on empty-handed or empty belly of delicious beverages. So we're just going to continue on. We're going to pretend like people are talking to us like we did for many, many years.
That's true. Actually, we're going back to the origins.
We can do this as a duo. We often do, as Steve Martin used to say. The next beverage for the evening is this right here. Keef.
Yes.
Yeah. No.
Here I am.
Keef.
Oh, that's right. Keef.
Ringmaster Keef.
Ringmaster Keef.
From Modern Family. No, this is Keef. This is a cannabis-infused root beer. Bubba Kush, it's called.
Kush.
Bubba Kush.
That makes me think of Jerry Maguire.
Why is that?
That's his one client that he keeps besides Rod Tidwell.
Besides Cuba Gooding Jr.?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's Jerry O'Connell. And Bo Bridges is his dad. Kush.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, you have my word, and it's stronger than oak. And then he's like, you were
country strong, city poor.
As Jay Moore calls, and he's like, if McGuire's in the room, just sniff. And it's Jerry Maguire who actually answered the phone, because he's like, Jerry, I don't want to talk to anybody anymore. And he's like, watch, this is how you do it. And Jerry Maguire actually picks up the phone, and it's Bob Sugar.
Oh, okay.
And he's like,
I haven't watched a movie in so long.
Sniff if McGuire's in the room, and Tom Cruise is. And then he's like, okay, you're swimming with the big boys now. And Anyway, it really is I think he does a good job in that movie, and I enjoy that quite a bit.
They have many different forms of sodas as well. They've got several. They've got a grape. They've got an orange. They have some other sparkling something or other. Anyway, I was like, we tried those Wink sodas quite a while back, and I was like, we should maybe try some other ones too, because those were good. But this is like a soda. So we're going to share a can.
Yeah, probably
because we're pretty lightweights on this. It is 10 milligrams of THC. For some, that's probably like nothing. They'd have to go through the whole 6-pack, and for others, they might be like, we don't want to have too much. Yeah. You know your tolerance, whatever that might be, as long as it is legal in your state. So we're gonna reach in here and check this out.
People could still text you, right? No, Baker said, "How sad! It was a really good show."
I know.
It was the best show you've ever done, and now it's over. Yeah. How will we know if we come back on? Because we could just segue right into.
I'll know down there. I have this will not. It was before OBS was going to continually keep drying. I stopped that so that we didn't all of a sudden accidentally be like, oh God, we're on.
Okay.
I didn't know. I had my shirt
that's
off
good.
again.
I know that.
So that part is off. But yeah, down here,
No, we
the
can
little
really
icon
let
that lets
loose.
me know there's no internet
Oh
access.
yeah,
So.
I'm familiar with that icon for sure.
Yeah.
Familiar with that.
I believe this is around $6. It was $5.50 or $6 for the can. Again, that's what we spend for a premium beer.
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a premium experience of some sort, I am interested to see if there is going to be any of the actual like cannabis flavor is going to come through. Like sometimes you get that savory,
the
herbal,
stuff.
a little bit of dank, a little sticky icky, as the kids say.
You can go heavier on your pour.
I did also buy the grape. You don't have to drink the whole thing either.
That's true. Damn it.
See, look at that.
But I might feel obligated.
Then drink it then. They rotate apparently what type of hybrid strains are in here, so that's kind of unspecific as well. So I can't speak to that.
Packaging may vary, dose may, everything varies.
Everything varies.
It doesn't matter. We have no laws. It's the Wild West.
care most about the taste. So that's all true. I'm kind of wondering about.
That's true. Yeah, I wouldn't know one strain from the other.
Yeah, exactly. Smells like root beer.
It just smells like delicious root beer.
Oh, wait. The very end. The very end, I was just about to say, oh, that smells like an A&W root beer because it smells a little on the sweeter side, like that kind of. And then all of a sudden, as I was just pulling it away initially from my nose, like, wait, I get just a hint of something savory. I'm having trouble finding it again. But
I was going to say, I get the like wintergreen. I get the other stuff like from a root beer.
It's ever so slight.
So
the slightest bit of dank.
Maybe I don't even have to drink this. I can just inhale. Is that right? Is that how this works?
Secondhand root beering. I don't think that works that way. But
no.
Maybe. What if it did?
Isn't this a bong? No, I'm just kidding.
Don't drink the root beer bong water.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's good.
Yeah. There's a hint. I get it right. Like it's a little savory.
There's a little savory at the
very, very end.
It's very wintergreeny. I can't feel my hand. Anybody see my legs?
Yeah, exactly. They're about this long. No, I'm interested now to see what the like I said, what the grape tastes like. We'll probably try that one next week, just so that people can experience that live as well.
It feels like root beer is a good choice to have that sort of flavor profile mingle in there.
That's kind of what I thought. That was why I wanted to try that one first.
Yeah,
because I was like, I figured if this one worked out okay, it's like,
it's
grape and basil.
A little mouth-watery. The sides of my tongue now are kind of watering a little bit. But that's good.
It's really kind of a little bit of the aftertaste when I'm kind of doing. That's when I get the like I said, you said a little bit salty, a little bit of that savory, a little bit of the cannabis kind of hits in there.
Yep. High note.
You didn't do that on purpose.
Hey, you can have this for Easter. It's 420.
That's right. I heard that. Yeah. The most expensive Easter egg hunts will be this year. In fact, they
never ended. Everybody was
kept looking. There must be more eggs out here.
There's got to be more eggs.
These are valuable.
I've been looking for eggs forever.
You mentioned it as we were kind of waiting, seeing if the internet was going to come back on, so that we could stay alive for this episode. With Val Kilmer passing last week, we didn't really get to talk about because it was pretty lively. A lot of good chat was going on. We didn't really get to talk about his passing and kind of what some of the movies that we obviously enjoyed from him, which it's kind of the same ones I think for most people. Like you think of Top Secret, which is probably one of my favorites. Like I've watched that movie so many times.
Have you seen it recently? Within the last 5 years?
5 years would be borderline.
Because I'm wondering if it still holds up.
Get out on that floor and hit that rug.
I would be willing to give it a try.
I know Little German. He's right over there. Like, come on. I've done everything. I've gone to the British consulate. I've gone to the American embassy. I just can't bring my wife to orgasm. It's the best. And then he's like, have you tried that? And I'm not going to say, have you tried this?
The
it's
intruder.
like, oh my God. Yeah. The intruder.
He plugged it into, he didn't realize the
voltage was different in Europe.
Yeah.
It took the doctors 15 hours to get the smile from his face.
Isn't Omar Sharif? He's the bad guy.
That was who I couldn't think of the other day. Yeah, Omar Sharif. Well, he wasn't the bad. He was one of the spies.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing where he
wind up in the car.
Yeah,
and it
he
gets
comes
compacted.
in. He's been compacted.
Yeah.
I think it would still hold up in a goofy way.
Yeah,
I don't.
it's very.
Now, if someone had never seen it before, I don't know how that would hold up.
Right? Would
like
you?
if you took it to like one of
Yeah.
our sons or something, like, hey, what? This movie's funny. It's silly.
Yeah.
Because they like they like those kind
Right.
of movies.
I would think
If
that
you should, I would think
it's
it would
not
still be
as
fun.
funny as Airplane.
It's. I mean, it's
But
up
it's
there
good.
for me. It's better than Airplane 2. There's a tower.
Yeah, Airplane too.
We
Yeah.
have a tower.
Sorry.
Where's the tower?
Simon's turn to jelly.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. Jelly.
But yeah, no, I think
Yeah.
it's up there just because of the setting and everything. I think is interesting and kind of unique, especially for those. But yeah, I think like I said, Val Kilmer's just great, and the songs that are in it and everything. But yeah, no, I love that one, and obviously Doc Holliday and Tombstone. Like that one's great. I kept talking about. I think it's called Thunderheart. I don't know if you ever saw that. One.
Yeah, I did because that's
one of Baker's usually
favorites.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, that's a really good movie. I think Graham Greene's in that. That's a great movie.
Yeah, because he actually all of a sudden he kind of realizes he has roots, right? Or
I believe so.
he's of Native American descent.
Mm-hmm.
But that's really I was surprised at how many movies I kept remembering either reading about or being like, oh my god, yeah, he was in that. Oh yeah, he was in that.
Heat.
Yeah, I've seen
that one. I kind of
once.
Heat. I honestly forget about because everyone is always obviously Al Pacino, Robert De Niro,
right?
Forget that he's in that and is really good in that movie
And
too.
one of my favorite actresses of all time.
Saint?
Female actors. No.
Oh.
No, Ashley Judd's in that.
Oh,
Her
is she?
character annoys the heck out of me.
Okay.
In Heat.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
his
Oh,
girlfriend.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. That and what? I never saw Real Genius.
Oh, so that one to me is one that I know a lot of people have a lot of love and reverence for. I think it's funny, but it's like a little too 80. Like it's like there are 80s movies that are lost on me that I just don't like. And that one kind of hits. That one did come up in chat the other day at some point.
And I haven't seen The Doors. I haven't seen
that one's
Doors.
good. The Doors movie is pretty good. He does an excellent job. I don't know if the movie itself was as put together as it could be, but he does an amazing job as Jim Morrison, and doing that role.
I did see that you mentioned The Saint. I remember watching that years ago.
That was one that I saw like in a later interview at some point. He said he wished he could go back and like, I don't know if it was necessarily do it again, but that was one he was hoping was going to be more because he liked that character and liked the idea behind it and the spy and all those things. He was one of the okay Batmans. Like I said, unfortunately, I'm not a Joel Schumacher fan, so I didn't like all the bright lights and everything.
Okay,
so that was not my favorite, but I thought he did a good job with the role. Like I said, he was fine with that.
There were
Top
some
Gun,
other
obviously.
things.
I mean, I've never seen Top Gun, so I can't.
You haven't seen Top Gun?
I've never actually seen the original Top Gun.
You saw the second one?
No,
you didn't see any of them.
Well, because they said you haven't seen the first one. I was like, yeah,
you can probably piece it together.
I've seen the touchstone moments of him riding up on the motorcycle and the song with Kelly McGillis.
Kelly McGillis.
Darby
It's
O'Gillis.
probably
Darby
worth it.
O'Gillis.
Darby O'Dill and the little people.
Yeah, and the little people.
No. It's probably worth.
You take my breath away.
I mean,
it's like very
80s,
Iceman,
definitely very
that,
80s. Yeah, that Rick Rossovich,
beach volleyball
Rossovich.
scene.
Yeah, that. But Meg Ryan.
Oh yeah, because she's what's his name's husband?
Yeah,
Goose, right? Who dies?
Wife.
Spoilers.
I don't think she's a husband.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, she plays his husband.
I meant Goose.
That was a really tricky role for her.
Big switch.
It was a
back
big
then.
switch.
It was very avant-garde for the day.
You know what? So that just made me think of Billy Crystal, because Meg Ryan, Billy Crystal, Harry Met Sally.
Harry Met Sally.
Then that made me think of Robin Williams, and I saw at the beginning of a Friends episode the other day. I totally had forgotten that Robin Williams and Billy Crystal did like a probably not a cold open, but did the pre-credit thing where they walk into the coffee shop and they sit down
as themselves.
Well, no, they're not as themselves.
Okay.
No, but they go in, they sit down, and there's like no other place. So they're like sitting kind of on that same couch with them.
Right.
But then Robin Williams, he's playing a character because he's doing one of his accents.
Yeah.
And he's like, she had an affair with him. And then Billy Crystal goes, and he's like, you did it. Yeah. And I'm just like, yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yeah. I had completely.
I asked my wife about that because she watches through that every once in a while.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'd completely forgot, but it's right around probably that season 2, 3, or 4, somewhere
earlier.
Yeah, earlier.
Oh,
It's
wow.
definitely maybe 3 or 4.
That's really weird to me because like those
very
first
weird.
like 5 or 6 seasons, like I've watched those a bunch, watched them
Yeah.
when they came out. The later ones, I definitely am not surprised when I still have like we talk about it all the time. Like so, there's one Seinfeld episode I've never seen, and I still just keep not seeing it.
Oh, the one with Smuckers?
Yeah, I've never seen that episode, and I don't know if I should just watch it to finally like just have it like almost be like or just knowing that I have an episode that I've never seen. That's like I could watch a new episode of Seinfeld.
You could.
For the first time.
Yeah.
For the
You could.
first
It's
time,
good.
Jerry. I can do it. Oh, man. All right. Well, that was pretty good. I'm definitely excited to try the other one next week.
Just because I'm not sure
Separate
how I enjoyed
You're
that.
totally fine.
I would be happy to, but I'm not going to, just in case.
So anyway, we will definitely try the other one next week. Like I said, see if that comes through a little bit more in the grape, as it were. Like I said, at least some more of that on the back end.
The funky grape.
A little bit of the dank grape, the danky grape. But we get to one more time. We get to use this graphic. It's been 3 weeks in a row now. We've made 3 weeks worth of Carajillos. We loved it the first time we made it. Almost a little too much. It was delicious. We talked about it for days. We told friends. It was almost 1 if by land, 2 if by Carajillo. At some point, we were screaming it from the mountaintops just because it was so good. Like if you're going to make an espresso martini, make something like this that has even more flavor and more depth and deliciousness. We tried some different variants randomly last week. You can go in the archives on YouTube and check that out if you're interested in any of that. And that was, like I said, that was a lot of fun. Came back to that it was still like the original recipe was the best. But in the 10th, 9th hour, the 10th hour, the 11th hour, whatever hour it was, Keith formulated an idea.
Well, because of the coffee.
Because of the coffee.
Yeah. Could we turn this into a breakfast cocktail? A breakfast flavored cocktail.
Correct.
It doesn't necessarily have to be had at breakfast.
That's true.
You could have breakfast for dinner.
As people
You could
do.
have breakfast after dinner with this cocktail. But we thought we would take the components of coffee. And originally I mentioned an actual egg white, just because eggs are
I'm
breakfast.
fine with doing that too. I don't know why you keep not wanting me to do it.
If you want to, that's fine.
I'm going to do it.
Okay, we're going to do it. And then also we wanted to add a smoky component to kind of mimic maybe bacon. So yeah, bacon, eggs, coffee.
Okay.
In a cocktail.
So we're going to add the egg white, which should add some body, help out with the foam even a little bit more. So we've got that. And then for the smoky component, we talked a little bit about scotch because we thought, you could put in a peated scotch and have that kind of come through.
Right.
And that still might be better. But then in thinking of that it's tequila that's in that cocktail, we're going to stay at least south of the border. We're going to go with the mezcal.
Yeah.
And we're actually going to go with the Trader Joe's one that we've had for a little bit. And
the Espada Pequeña.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Small sword.
Is that what it is? Yeah. That seems like it's not a big seller at Trader Joe's. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It says tiny sword on the front. So the big difference, are we going to still use the orange? Do you want the orange for the orange juice?
Oh, that would be. I would say no.
Okay, I'm fine either way. I still have some from last week, so I just
twist.
Okay,
the twist. Huh? I like that could, but I kind of want to see how those. Personally, I want to see how those other 3 go in.
Are we going to put cinnamon on top?
Or like French toast?
Well, I just didn't. I mean, that's also part. I'm just trying to find the final bits of the component because the original one has tequila, espresso, liquor 43, which is obviously going to be in there.
Right.
And then it has a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of orange. So that's the original that we love.
Right. And we didn't make that way the first time, though.
We did not. We did not have the orange or the cinnamon, and we were like, "This is delicious." And then when we added those other components, we're like, "This is as good."
I would say no.
No to the orange, no to the cinnamon.
Maybe the cinnamon. I don't know. What are you?
I would say orange over cinnamon if I was going to pick one or the other, just because I think that little bit of brightness with the smoke, like I think all those things would still play okay together. I'll make sure that maybe I don't overdo it on the orange.
Okay.
I'll kind of do
all
that.
right, let's go that route.
Just kind of do that.
The cinnamon was always just on the top end.
And then for the mezcal portion, we were literally just going to, the tequila was it was basically equal parts, an ounce of those items, between an ounce of liquor 43, ounce of the espresso, and an ounce of the tequila. The tequila part, we're just going to cut in half, correct? You want to just do 50-50?
Well, I was just rethinking that now as you were saying that. Should we do 1/3 and 2/3 if we're trying to bring more smoky out? Maybe we should pour like a little we can experiment. In the, kitchen.
We have a little more free time now.
We do.
Since we don't have anybody watching right now.
Yeah.
But again, this is
Watching
the exclusive
live.
content that you can get.
That's right.
That's true. Watching live. This is the exclusive content that sometimes you only get on YouTube. All right. So we're going to take a tiny little break here. And when we come back, we're going to have a beverage in hand. And we'll tell you exactly what we made. So we will be, if I can find the buttons. There we are. We'll be right back. Hey, Keith, we're back.
We're back. The internet's not.
The internet is not, but we are. So still exclusive YouTube content here.
That's
Once
right.
again, make sure you are always subscribed on YouTube for this and my gaming stuff and everything else. So
All of that good stuff.
all of that good stuff. Again, we went Coop class again this week. I did not have any of the fancy ice made. I'll probably do that this weekend. I should have some time. But yeah, like I said, egg definitely helping out with the foam quite a bit, as you know it would. It should also add a little bit to the texture. Again, it's not a whole egg. Had to really assert this in chat this week when we were talking about some of these plans. You're like, the yolk. I'm like, no, not the yolk. And
The
then
white.
it's like, oh, why would you put it? It's in there and you don't even realize it for most people. Like I said, if you've actually gotten a traditional whiskey sour, usually that has an egg white in it. That is what is helping to make the foam. That is what is adding that creamy texture. Just check your eggs. Make sure they're the freshest possible. You'll be fine.
Yep. We're just, we want to have a little fun. This Carajillo we've been enjoying now this is the third week.
This is week
a
3.
variation of it. But it just, we got to talking about, can we turn this into a breakfast in a coop?
Yeah. Oh, I like that. Wait, because there's an egg in here, so that's a chicken coop.
That's right. Oh, well, yeah. A coop, from coop to coop.
A coop to coop. But yeah, so what we finally wound up doing, we actually did 2/3 mezcal, 1/3 of tequila, like I said, of your ounce. Like I said, you could make it easy to do 3/4, 1/4, like whatever.
Yep.
So a little bit tequila, much more than mezcal. Initially, we may not like that, but that's what we're going with. And then the same ounce of espresso, ounce of liquor 43. We did a little squeeze of orange in there as well and shook it on up. Did a dry shake first because of the egg white. Yeah, the egg white being in there, did the dry shake first and then the ice. So I'm definitely getting the mezcal part. A little espresso then after that. Like those are definitely kind of blending together.
A little orange.
Orange is in there. Little vanilla.
Yeah.
Liquor 43. All right.
I actually thought I got a little egg.
Yolk's on you. I didn't put an egg in there.
Oh, dang it.
No, I did.
Okay. Still darn good.
It's still really good. I think it's a little too much mezcal.
Yeah.
At least blended with the coffee, those two together seem like they're like, again, this is delicious. And so I'm actually pretty excited. Like I definitely could see make that one for me, that one little tweak. And then
Go back to half.
I think I would do 50-50, at least with this particular mezcal. It just kind of depends. Your mileage may vary. Usually that smokiness is kind of all in the same range, but if it's not, that would be the only thing where you might want to tweak it up like this. I'm just getting more in the taste, at least. I'm a little surprised because we both smelled it before I did the ice. And you were kind of like, oh, I'm kind of getting this. And we were like, everything was a little muted, probably because of the egg white. But this is very full flavored now. Like I said, I'm getting a little bit of everything, honestly.
Yeah. I could take a little more of the orange in there, actually. I can smell it. And it's not as much in the taste.
I would say in the taste, I would agree. It's a little bit, but orange was kind of tough because then last week I had one where I thought I did just a little bit more, and then it was like, well, it's definitely something you probably should figure out a measurement for.
I love the texture. I love the look. The flavors are there. Yeah, I think you get back off that, or would you?
But it's not bad. It's not. I thought it was gonna be way too smoky. This was just like a little bit, just because I think I'm just desiring for a little bit of the because I love that barrel aged kind of tequila note, which I'm getting a little bit of that in there. Which I'm kind of surprised at, but
well, and maybe I guess it wouldn't be smoky. I would say if it was the extra añejo, would just give you wood, give you oak, not smoke. So.
Which I'd be fine with, because that's what I'm missing is like a little bit of that, barrel, agave spirit kind of coming through there. Even though you've got 2 agave spirits working, that smoke really shines through. That's pretty delicious.
That's very good. It's
the breakfast Carajillo from AboutBeverages.
It's hard to make a mistake with this drink. You certainly can.
As long as you have those ingredients.
As long as you have those things.
I made a Carajillo, but I just had vodka and...
No,
you've got to have the ingredients.
No, you need that nice reposado tequila too.
Mm-hmm.
So, because that does add it adds a distinct note that it definitely changes that flavor profile, but it's not there.
Also, if you're not a mezcal person or don't want to invest in a bottle for something like this, like I said, you could do all the tequila. We were talking about that you could have actually just smoked the cocktail.
Right.
That would have brought a very specific element and might not have been quite as cohesive as this, but that would have been another option. You could have put some
the smoke could have partnered well with the wee and made either way. Who
we've
knows?
Usually been surprised that it's like when we've done some cocktails that way that it's like there's that initial waft where it's like, oh, it's a lot of smoke. Yeah. But then after that, it usually mingles in pretty well where it's a dominant component, but it's not over the top.
Lapsang Susha.
Ooh, if you had a little studying tea.
A little studying tea.
It's a little more of a studying tea. I haven't seen that in quite a while.
That's still good to me. I have that on Blu-ray, I think. I bought it a few years back.
Sideways?
I bought that probably 4 or 5 years ago now. I was like, because it's
you don't buy many movies.
It's set during Christmas. It's not a Christmas movie, but it is set over Christmas break. The majority of it, and so I remember watching it.
So would the movie have happened without Christmas?
Well, there would have had to have been a school break of some sort.
So it could have been other school breaks.
So it could have been, but that's what he takes on that break. He goes to visit his buddy in Anthony Edwards. Another Anthony Edwards call out here.
Are you the key master?
Not Rick Moranis.
I know. Not that.
Yeah. But that's, so to me, that's still good. That's Rob Reiner and movie. Cusack, John Cusack. So very good.
he had a good run of like several of those kind of movies that were just super solid.
Yeah.
Better Off Dead is still one of probably my favorites.
Yep.
Favorite comedies in general. But no, that's really good.
Yeah. And you get a little protein.
A little protein too. What's left here in the glass, you cook. They'll actually fry up.
Scramble it up.
Oh my gosh. Oh man. Well, this has been an interesting podcast.
It has been, We've had them where we've stopped before we got started.
Yep, we did have that. That was the power went completely out.
Yeah, that's right. But then we just went live an hour or so later. But this is the first time where mid-show we've been, I think, interrupted.
Cut off, cut off. That was at least not from a computer thing that couldn't just be reset.
Yeah.
So, anyway, thoughts for next week? No Carajillos.
Well, I think we said that last week too.
Yeah.
And look what happened. Well, I guess we kind of did leave the door open a little bit with the discussion of the breakfast.
Yeah.
Carajillo, desayuno. So next week is not the draft.
Correct. The draft is the
2 weeks
25th
from
to the
today.
26th or something like that.
Okay. So next week, I don't know. We have that other Keef grape soda. Okay.
So we've got that we could try. I know there's other cocktails I was going to look up that are like simple ones. Like there's a Negroni Riff and there's some other things like that. So we could maybe do one of those, like another cocktail.
Oh yeah, you wanted to try the dry vermouth, right? Weren't we talking about that? Maybe trying that, or in a drink, and then I know you've already done it.
Oh,
I couldn't remember whether you wanted to do something.
I did actually. One of my one of my riffs are like that. But no, we should actually just taste that so you can taste it. Yeah, I bought a new vermouth recently that I've been pretty happy with. Like I said, it's been really good. It's actually been pretty good in some different cocktails, mainly a martini. It's actually been pretty good in there. It's kind of like got a almost Chardonnay kind of like component to it.
I bought those couple of beers that obviously will be fresher next week than in 2 weeks. But I don't know if we want to go a little bit nicer for drafts on the draft. We could do that. So there's that in the mix if we want. Also, we have a Diamond Reserve.
Diamond Reserve.
Italian. It's a Barolo. Which Fitz said he's going to buy a case. So now Barolos are typically dry.
Do we need to start a segment like, what is it?
Fitz says
something. No, I'm trying to think of like, it's like, like where they'll do stuff like, is this correct? Like, is it Fitz or Spitz? Something like that, maybe like that. I don't know. There's got to be something where it's dirty.
Am I? Well, the old Lavardi thing. Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Are they
exactly.
wrong? Are we wrong? Are they wrong?
The one case recommendation or something like that.
Well, that used to be part of our rating scale.
Oh my God.
We may be out the door right now trying to buy a case or something.
Yeah. That was if it got a 3.
That was a 3.
Because we had 0, 1, 2, and 3.
We simplified
0
it.
because 0 is a number.
Yeah.
I remember. I still remember that. We have not used that rating system in forever.
Yeah, you gotta go back through that stuff.
We should.
I'll have a couple months off to maybe look at some things.
We should put up. That's maybe a graphic we should have. We're actually going to rate something. Like, oh, how many do you give this one? Like, I could start putting it up above us for just a split second or whatever. Like, oh, you give it 3 shots.
Well, and I had you made those glasses, and I
still have those graphics somewhere.
The 0 was full. The glass was still full.
Yeah. The 3. Then the 3 was
and if it was a 3, it was empty.
It was almost empty.
Because we were
it was kind of clever. We were a little ahead of our time.
I actually think that was great because you didn't want to go any higher than 3 because you'd read studies that if people get too involved in their ratings numbers, it can be.
Yeah, well, I had read a lot because it was kind of the theory is they want to. The smaller the ratings number, the more you really have to be impassioned about going up to that next rating, kind of thing. True. 1 to 5 is really the same as 0 to 10 because it's basically the same.
Yeah.
But they the tighter you keep that together, is it when we have kind of 0, 1, 2, and 3, you're like, is it really a 2? Is it that? Like I said, because the more room you give, then you can be like, oh, it's a 6. You can have all this more range of where it's just kind of in between.
The only time we had half numbers was when we disagreed. Like if you were a 2 and I was a 1, we'd have 1.5. Yeah. So I still have all those graphics
that was funny.
In my folder on the laptop.
That was way back in the day.
Yep.
Unfortunately, we have no one to go to rate out to.
No, unfortunately.
For a change. Usually you also find this at the end of the podcast. But yeah, like I said, it was kind of half new school, half old school almost today to some extent.
Yeah, we just needed to hang all the equipment from the ceiling fan. We would have been right there.
We can probably, let's see, where is it?
But this will be up as per usual next week, right?
Yep, it'll be up on Monday as always, like I said. But thank you for the people that did get to hang out for a little bit.
It was definitely a good show. Even that half we got to do, at least we got that.
Yeah.
We were certainly, we started out with a lot of chat right away, a lot of our regulars hanging out and having fun, and definitely was going to keep going, I think, and then. Well, but at least we got what we got. So.
We did, yeah. And if we all of a sudden see this huge spike in YouTube viewership, maybe then that tells us we should only do a little bit and then tease into a fake. Yeah. Who knows? Like I said, that could be.
We got to find out when they're going to just stop the show. Is it a half an hour in? Is it 45 minutes?
We vary that.
Yeah, we vary that, of course. Yeah. I watched all the way till and then they went out.
It's like the cliff at the About Beverages cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Oh man. All right. Well, thank you guys all for coming in earlier at least, and we will see you next week.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.